I'm here today in the Hampton Court Flower Show.
This beautiful featured garden was created by the Palm Centre. It won a gold medal for its stunning display of tropical foliage mixed in with succulents and cacti. Located in the plant village, it was a beautiful sight to be greeted by as I walked in through the entrance to the festival. I've provided names for just a few of the plants that I saw in this display, as I have done for many of the other exhibitors in this video. However, I've also named each exhibitor, so if you do want more details on any other plants, you can contact them directly. Coming up on this special edition of Freya's Tropical Garden, I speak to Bruce from Newbury Farm Plants, Kevin from Foster's Exotic and Unusual Plants, Louise from Sir Harold Hillier's Gardens, Isabel from Amel Garden Design, and we take a look at 3 of the show gardens: the Oregon Garden, Explore Charleston, Welcome to Charleston, and America's Wild.
Hi, my name's Bruce, I'm from Newbury Farm Plants and I'm here at Hampton Court Palace Flower Show. We have a jungle display. I say we, I'm doing a collaboration with Philip Ostenbrink, who is English Heritage head gardener at Walmer Castle, and he's got a very specialist collection of plants and actually has written a book called The Jungle Garden. So we have a display of primarily foliage plants, trying to educate, inspire people about jungle gardening, and we are making a distinction really between jungle gardening and tropical gardening. So our display is largely greens, it's all around leaf shapes, textures, shades of green rather than vibrant colours. And the advantage of a lot of these plants is that to various degrees they're all hardy. We've tried not to go for any particular tender plants, so they're things that most people can grow in their garden. If you're a plant lover, there's a lot of inspiration on our stand. So I'm really happy to say that the judges loved it, the public have loved it, and we've got a gold medal, which is incredible. So hard to wipe the smile off my face. So it's been a lot of work to do, but we've got some fantastic plants, some great rarities in here as well. So if you do have a look at the display, hopefully you'll find lots of inspiration. But some of the plants, if you really are taken with them, you'll have to do a bit of searching. You by all means contact my nursery, Newbury Farm Plants, but you won't necessarily find them in large quantities. They are quite specialist, some of them. But that's because of the nature of the show. It's an RHS show. We also have some more standard plants which will be easier for people to find. So there's a range here. So you have got plants like the Japanese bananas, the mousses, which are easily available and easy to grow. We've got things like Fatsia, which people will know. Yeah, a great selection of plants, lots of inspiration we hope, and I hope you've enjoyed our stand. Certainly the public response has also been really, really great. So.
Oh hi, I'm Kevin from Foster's Exotic and Unusual Plants here at Hampton Court Flower Show. I'd just like to talk about certain plants that people maybe are a little bit afraid to give a try on because of the conditions that they're unsure about. What you need to bear in mind with some plants, it isn't always the actual temperature that's the problem, it's the amount of wet that we get in our climate. So in many situations, if I give you an example which most people are aware of, or familiar with I should say, aeoniums, they're one of those plants that are very easy to grow, but some people, and I've noticed being at this show, the vast majority of people losing their plants put them in the greenhouse, not being aware that the greenhouse has to be heated. When you have a temperature of -3 outside, it's very likely it's going to be -1 in the greenhouse, if not colder, so you will obviously lose the plant. The difference is a bit of wrapping like fleece will help, but there's always that cut-off point. If it's -5, fleece won't actually help either. You need to put them in the house and at least give them a little bit of heat above 3 degrees to stop them growing, otherwise they may rot. Another important issue is the correct compost. Don't put them in ordinary compost. I always myself put them in a mix of perlite and John Innings, that is ideal because it gives you then freedom to water at will, which might sound a little bit too much of an extreme, but to be honest, when it's warm and the temperature is above 22 degrees, if you have a 13%, 40% mix of perlite with John Innings, you could water, for example, a tender plant, a succulent, 2 or 3 times a week, because the water will drain away so freely it'll be dry again within 24 hours, if not sooner.
I'm Louise from Sir Harold Hillier Gardens down in Romsey in Hampshire. Come to Hampton Court this year with my colleagues, the retreat garden. So the idea was to enhance a feeling of well-being. So on this side we've got the shade-loving plants, so your ferns, your brunnera and your grasses. And then on the other side, over the other side of the path, we've got the sun-loving plants, so more of your flowery plants, if you like. So we've got some echinacea, some hemerocallis, and we've got an agave. And then you've got some salvias and some other Mediterranean plants. The ensetis, the banana plants, we've bring those in the winter because they're not hardy in our climate. We can't take a risk, especially with the extreme harsh winters that we're now having. So they don't like too much cold or wet. So we bring them in, they overwinter in our greenhouses, and we then replant them come summer.
Hi, I'm Isabel from Amil Garden Design in Bristol. So this is the first time I've been at a show. We have a small sensory planting pocket. The idea behind the plants is that they make noise, either by attracting in bumblebees and other buzzing pollinators. They've got shaking seed heads, and they also we've got running water and things that rustle when it's windy, so lots of different ways to hear your garden and kind of enjoy a different sense than, you know, the normal sight and scent of flowers. So yeah, that's the garden.
The Oregon Garden, designed by Sadie Mae Stowell. This garden showcases the character and beauty of the state of Oregon in a small-scale garden setting. Large boulders create a craggy backdrop to the garden, along with trees and shrubs giving a green hillside appearance. Woodland bark chipping pathways, a natural water feature, and gnarled grapevines representing the wine-growing regions of Oregon complete the design. The colour scheme is cream, burgundy, pink, blue with a splash of pale lemon, with plants chosen for their insect-attracting qualities. Explore Charleston. Welcome to Charleston, created by Sadie Mae Howell. The garden is designed to provide visitors with a glimpse of the historic courtyard gardens of Charleston in South Carolina, capturing the spirit, charm and elegance. Key materials in the garden highlight the history of Charleston: wrought iron railings which reflect the historical tradition of ironwork, brick which was historically handmade in the city, and crushed oyster shell which was used due to the abundance of this mollusk in South Carolina history. A series of water features represent the famous Charleston waterfront fountain and are based on the pineapple, which is a symbol of welcome and hospitality in the city. The planting colour scheme is blue, pink and white and showcases a number of hardy exotic plants. America's Wild was designed by Inspired Earth Design. America's Wild is an enriching and immersive experience exploring 3 natural landscapes associated with North America: desert, forest and prairie. Planting conditions vary from dry and arid, using succulents in the desert area, aspen trees for woodland planting in the forest area, and grasses and wilder perennial planting representing the prairie. Larger expansive vistas are recreated using film screens and a waterfall feature, giving the impression of a vast landscape and offering inspiration for travellers to further explore America's great outdoors. America's Wild is designed to be replicated at home, with the planting both evocative of the USA and accessible to the UK gardener.
I got this feeling inside my bones. It goes electric, baby, when I turn it on. All through my city, all through my home. We're flying up the ceiling where we ain't our zone. I got that sunshine in my pocket, that good soul in my feet, got that hot blood in my body. When it drops, ooh, I can't take my eyes off it. Moving so phenomenally, oh my, like the way we drop it. But don't stop, under the lights with everything goes. Nowhere to hide when we're getting you close. When we move, we already know. Just imagine, just imagine. Yeah, nothing I can see but you. When you dance, 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 yeah. Feeling good, creeping up on you. Could just dance, dance. Come on, all those things I couldn't do. Could just dance, 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 yeah. Ain't nobody leaving soon, so keep dancing. I can't stop the feeling. Dance, 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 stop the feeling. Keep dancing. Said, ooh, it's something magical. It's in the air, it's in my blood, it's rushing on. I can't get no reason, can't be no home. We're flying up no ceiling where we in our zone. I got that hot blood in my body, got that good soul in my feet, got that hot blood in my body. When it drops, ooh, I can take the eyes off it. Moving so phenomenally, oh, I like the way we drop it. But don't stop, stop, under the lights when everything goes. Nowhere to hide when I'm getting you close. Where we move, we already know. So just imagine, yeah. Nothing I can see but you. Could you dance, 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 yeah. Ain't no stopping, leaving soon. Could you dance, dance, come on. All those things that I couldn't do. Could just dance, 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 yeah. Feeling good, creeping up on you, so keep dancing. I can't stop the feeling. I just dance, 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 can't stop the feeling. I keep dancing. So, there we go, real dance party going on now. Just dance, dance, dance. Just dance, 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 you stop the feeling. 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 I can't stop this dance, dance, I can't stop the feeling. Just dance, 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 you stop the feeling. Just dancing. Got this feeling in my body. Got this feeling in my body. So come on. Got this feeling in my body. Got this feeling in my body. So come on. Got this feeling in my body. Got this feeling in my body. So come on. Got this feeling in my body. Got this feeling in my body, so come on. Got this feeling in my body. Got this feeling in my body. Everybody say, come on. Got this feeling in my body. Got this feeling in my body, so come on.
If you're enjoying this content, then please do make sure you're subscribed to my channel. This is still a new channel, so every subscriber really does make a difference. You can also turn on notifications to make sure you don't miss any of my new videos. And please let me know what you think in the comments, because they really do help my channel to grow. You can also follow me on social media for links to my latest videos and my photo of the day, in which I usually share photos of flowers from my garden, along with their names if known. You can follow me on Facebook, on Twitter, Instagram, Threads, or you can join my Facebook group to ask questions or share photos. And you can find all of my YouTube videos on the Freya's Tropical Garden website, which I will also be expanding to provide advice pages as well as items for sale. Links to these pages are included in my description.